What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the rainforest situation around the world. We got to understand the world economy puts a demand. Like we understand that as the forests are being decimated in Indonesia, they're starting to target the Amazon. The Amazon's been basically 25% deforested, so it's basically a quarter of it's gone. And now with climate change, the trees are actually dying in parts of the Amazon and releasing carbon and burning faster. So what's happening now then is trees start growing back in some places and people burn the undergrowth to try and create slash and burn agricultural zones where they can make money. And so the countries have actually invested in roads where they have poaching and illegal logging that starts to go into these territories. And there's countries like Madagascar and certain places where you only have protected zones where the rainforests are left. And even in those places, you still have a lot of forest thinning and illegal activities in logging and poaching. So basically, illegal logging roads create a path for subsistence farmers. But then you have large scale agriculture that goes in there and just raises whole miles of area to build a palm oil plantation or a cattle ranch. So it becomes a cyclic thing. And so in the world economy, the demand for timber and resources out of the rainforest make a big impact. Like when China and Japan have industrialized societies and they need to make concrete, all the stuff they need, wood molds and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of paper to do business and all kinds of stuff, it goes out of the tropical forests. You get these trees with a 6-foot diameter on their trunk, and they're going to cut their asses down to make those 2x4s and plywood. And they're going to cut all the stuff out just to grow palm oil to make cosmetics and all kinds of stuff. And so this is where Indonesia has one of the worst deforestation problems because it's a lot of different islands with a massive population growth where you're having a huge stress on the environment. And so as a result, they're turning the environment where you have accessible lowland forests into conversions of basically oil palms. And they're growing massive oil palms, trying to be the Saudi Arabia of oil palms. And basically, this is going to have a big mistake factor for Indonesia when it comes to biodiversity and their environment, and when they have mudslides and all kinds of issues because they have destroyed their forest. And we saw this with the tsunami. So this is a very heavy issue we can talk about nonstop and keep coming up with new information because you've got to understand the rainforests are being targeted more and more now. Like in Africa, in the West Africa, like around Nigeria and Ivory Coast, the rainforest decimated. But then you get into the Central African basin like Congo, and the economy and stability of the countries have led to less deforestation, but that could change. And you got to understand different parts of the world, the rainforest grows back differently because in Indonesia, grass grows and chokes out the seedlings. In South America, it can dry the desert or become scrubland. And one fraction of the forest that's taken down actually can grow back to forest. And oftentimes the soil can't support forest because it gets so heavily eroded because rainforests have clay soil because of all the leaching, it ends up becoming a clay. And so the clay basically is very acid and dangerous to grow in because it's not going to have good sustainability. In the long run, you're going to have to do a lot of fertilizing and then move to another spot. And so the clay bakes in the sun like concrete, and it's just nothing grows in a lot of cases. And in Africa, you're having severe desertification. So this is a video. I hope it helps.